I'll record actually. I'm guessing there's a chat box. Something's being typed, so I'm gonna open the chat box. Let's talk about first impressions. We're like 2 weeks into Morning Meltdown 100, so at this point you've done quite a number of workouts of the program, and you've experienced the variety of workouts and Jericho as a trainer. So yeah, let's hear some feedback. I absolutely love it. Me too, Susie. So I have been with Beachbody for 3 years, and I have done a crap ton of workout programs from Beachbody. And I will say that it is my favorite that I have ever done is Morning Meltdown 100. And I did not think I would feel that way because there's so much jumping and there's so much plyometrics, and I am not a plyometric person. But I am very impressed at how many modifications she's given and how even with modifications, it is completely possible to have a really good experience with the workout. So that's my personal takeaway from Morning Meltdown 100. I am like super impressed with the amount of creativity that has gone into the program. I think she did a really phenomenal job of writing the program. Nancy, I know that you particularly had some challenges starting this program, like you were concerned about your hands and about certain body aches that you were experiencing. Can you share a little bit about how that has changed? If you don't mind unmuting and speaking, I would really love to hear how you are feeling in regards to that and how it's changed your perception.
Well, so my pain level hasn't changed exactly, although it may have. It's just to such a fine degree that I don't notice it exactly yet. But I kind of work within my tolerances of my pain. I don't let my pain be an excuse for why I'm not going to do this workout. And I had talked to you in the beginning that even if I had to march my way through the 30 minutes, I was going to do it, come hell or high water. Mm-hmm. So that is my mindset for this program. So today, and I've been heavily modifying anything that has to do with planking, I just don't do. I simply don't do it because I just can't put that much weight on my wrists right now. I don't even feel comfortable putting it on my elbows, to be honest with you. So I go along with the second modifier for all of that, where she does actually not go down on her wrists. And I'll still probably do like moves like that when it, and I look at the burpees and I'm like, gosh, I wish I could do that, but I can't. And I just immediately stop that self-talk. I had a lot of really negative self-talk in the beginning, which has completely changed. That has completely changed. I get up and I may not get on it as early as I want to because the pain is really, really worse when I wake up. And as I start moving around, I do a little stretching first, even before she does her warm up, just to get my shoulders loosened up. And so my mindset is just that I'm going to do it. No matter how much pain I'm in or where the pain is coming from, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And Tuesday, my pain was like so bad, it kind of put me to the freak out level, and I called an appointment with my doctor. And we're having some blood tests done to see just what exactly I've got going on here. So I went and had this blood work done yesterday. And I was talking to a young woman. She was probably in her early 40s, and she told me she was diagnosed with RA when she was 34. And I was telling her that how exercise has been helping me through this pain. And she said to me, I'm like way too heavy to work out. So I had gastric sleeve surgery so that I can lose weight so I can work out. Honestly, she was no heavier than the girl that does the second modifier. I don't think. If she was, not by much. And it really, really, really brought to light how our beliefs, how true or false they are, limit our experience.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
like, It was such an eye-opening moment for me. Because here I am, like, feeling sorry for myself. Like, I might have some kind of terrible disease. I mean, the diseases they're testing me for are crazy. I might have this terrible disease, but at least I don't have this belief system that says it's going to define who I am, you know? And I don't know. It's a big wake-up moment for me.
Yeah,
Really
it
big,
is.
really huge.
How eye-opening is that? To hear someone say that and you're like, what?
What?
Like, we're watching Sienna over here kill it every day. Like, she's more flexible than everybody else in the group, and she's like got more mobility.
Exactly. And maybe 3 weeks ago, I might have thought the same thing. I might have had the exact same belief.
Yeah.
You know, my beliefs center more about my age.
Correct.
I have this idea.
We all have something. We all do. We all have, I'm too big, I'm too old, I'm too inexperienced, I don't know technology, it's always something, right? It's always something.
Yeah.
So what has happened as you have seen yourself continuously show up and make that decision over and over again? How has your self-image changed?
I feel a lot more confident in myself. I will say, and sharing the photos on Facebook every day has really changed my perspective too. I'd like to make my content a little more about what I'm really experiencing, but I have a little bit of fear about sharing that right now. But yes, just opening up and being vulnerable is new for me.
Yep.
You know, as a single mom, you know, being the pillar of strength for my son has been like what I've kind of built my life around. And so to show weakness it's just not, it doesn't come normal for me. It doesn't come natural to me. And to show my weakness as being a strength is also something I'm trying to kind of like make that come natural for myself as well.
Isn't it incredible when you begin to look at it through that lens and you're like, oh my God, my whole life I thought that this made me less than. And here I am looking at it as being like an asset. How does that change your whole life? That's change right there. That's a huge perspective shift to be like, wow, the fact that, because here's the truth, life happens. Diagnoses happen. Situations happen. But what you do with that is everything. Right? Like the conditions in which we live are what unite us to each other because we all are exposed to the human condition. No one's immune to that. But what makes us different amongst each other is what we do with what we're given.
Yes.
It's everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you're doing right now for your community, whether you realize that or not, is you are showing people, here I am living my human experience, having my human conditions, and making new choices.
Yes.
It's not an and or, it's an and.
And. Yep. Yep.
It's an and. It's not a yeah, but, it's a yeah, and.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very different kind of life than a yeah, but kind of life.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, and it's okay to go in a new direction other than the one you thought you were going to go in.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It is okay. And it's okay to be human and to feel discomfort. That's part of being human. And actually, I might have something to help you very soon. I'm getting certified in EFT, so I'm taking people who are experiencing certain conditions and I'm doing like testing with EFT. Right now I have a pool of people with specific fears, phobias, and pains, and I'm actually looking for someone who has physical pain. So I will be chatting with you very soon about if you're open to that, being a test subject for that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I've done like a session here or there on it, but I really don't know very much about it.
Okay. It's a lot more in depth than I think most people know. And the traditional tapping sequence that most people know it's actually a shorthand tapping sequence. There's a longer one.
Like this and the whatever it was.
That's the shorthand. That's the shorthand, but you're a therapist, so you remember learning about Feldenkrais therapy and like the eye movement and things of that nature. Yeah. So there's a whole part of EFT that uses that too.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
It's like real legit. It's real legit. So yeah, I would love to work with you on that and see how far we can go with that.
Sure. I would love to experience that too.
Word. So I'm writing you down because Nancy's going to be my person for physical pain. I have like a phobia. I have like categories of people that I'm looking for right now. So.
Yeah, physical pain in my wrists and shoulders, of all places.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
We'll go there. We're going to do the thing. I commend you for continuing to show up and for not making that a reason why you can't make this work. Because so many people would, and you are making a different choice. And I think that's really commendable, and it speaks volumes of your spirit and your character. So,
yeah.
Thank you for being that example.
Well, I'm glad I had the opportunity to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, kind of, it's even just mind-blowing thinking I'm an example to other people.
Yeah.
But people comment on my stories all the time, so I know.
Yeah.
I know it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. They're seeing you do something that even the people who don't have chronic pain and who don't have issues are like, how is she doing that? How is she being so consistent? How is she showing up every day? It's amazing how little it actually takes to inspire other people, isn't it? Like, it's not even that much. That's how stuck so many people are.
Well, yeah, that is a good point. That is a good
30
point.
minutes, and they're like mind blown. They're like, you worked out for 30 minutes in your house? You're like, yeah.
The other thing I noticed about my age thing I've got going on, my age template, my I'm too old template is, I mean, one thing I tell my clients, my clients are generally retirement age, so 60 to 90. And I tell them that age doesn't matter, because I really believe that age doesn't matter. Except somewhere along the line, I feel like I've absorbed that age does matter.
Yeah.
Subconscious. And I didn't even know that it was there. And I don't think I ever would have known it was there until I started working.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? Or like, I'm fine. That happened to me at Summit, where they were talking about like self-worth and feeling like worthy of a team. They were talking about the reason why we struggle as leaders is because we don't feel worthy of having a team. If you would have asked me if I was a low self-worth person, I would have said no. I'm naturally pretty confident. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there at Summit and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what's wrong with me. That's my story. And I was like, I would have never, ever guessed that. If someone hadn't said that to me at that precise moment, I'd have never seen it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. I would have never seen it either unless you said it to me. And then I was experiencing it during, like, the first 5 days of the workout really were a lot of this stuff came up for me. You know, it's just crazy. I don't know, like you were saying before, we separate mind, body, and spirit, but they're not separate at all. That's just our 3D way of looking at it.
Yes. By the way, I have a whole podcast episode on that. So if you don't listen to my podcast, go find my podcast. It's called Alignment Mastery with Dr. Rios. There's a whole episode of why the body, mind, spirit template is outdated and what like the new model really should be for looking at.
Okay.
Brilliant. It's very important to know that. So good.
Yes.
So good. You just look more vibrant to me too and stronger. Anybody notice that Nancy just looks different? Like you look younger and like more vibrant as you're going on doing this program, which is so interesting to watch happen because of your template of age, right? And it's like, as you're realizing that, it's like you are regressing in like age. Yeah, I swear. I swear. You look so different. I hope you took photos before and after, because your before and afters are going to be like mind blowing.
I've been taking photos every day.
Okay, so just hold on to the first ones that you posted. Hang tight
Yeah,
to
yeah,
those.
yeah.
You're going to want
And
to
I've
see.
been taking some, not for public view, like side just to show my, because I really haven't, I've only lost like maybe 3 pounds, but I feel like I've probably lost inches based on my photos.
Yeah.
And I just feel so much stronger in my core.
Yeah.
Which, feeling strong in your core adds so much to your confidence level.
Yeah, you walk like this. You're
Yes.
like, oh my, you engage the world like this. It's different.
Yes. Yeah. And when I'm walking around, I remember to engage my core because and it's not anything it just comes naturally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 pounds is still weight loss. It's true. We're about all 3 pounds too. I think Sable's 3 pounds. I'm 3 pounds. We're all averaging about the same for weight loss. I'm at 3.75 inches lost too. So I've been tracking more of that because I feel different in my clothes. I've been noticing difference when I get dressed.
Yeah. I noticed a difference in my clothes. I haven't measured though. I was just going to do that at the end, but maybe I'll do it.
I think it's fun to see the progression. So then I did it, and then Tracy, who's in our group, did it, and she lost 6 inches in 15 workouts.
If you're following in your B100 book, she has you at the end of each section. So at the end of your 20 workouts, you do your measurements again. So she builds them into the book.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. We'll do that.
I think it's just fun. Like I don't weigh every week. I'm probably going to weigh every other week. That's probably when I'm going to do weight and measurement. It's like every 2 weeks. But it's just fun to see the progression and like at the rate that your body is changing. And yeah, like Tracy had no idea, and she was like 6 inches down. It's like mind blowing to her in 15 workouts. I was like, girl, we have like 80 more workouts to go. Can you imagine? That's crazy. So nuts. Yeah, this program is legit. How's the nutrition going? How are you guys noticing changes in how you're eating or your cravings because that's been a huge change for me. Like my story is stress eating. I have a stress eating story that's like really hardcore. And what I'm noticing is I have not been snacking. Like I eliminated snacking in between meals. I just eat my meals like 3 times a day, and I make sure I'm eating a lot of food, because one thing I was noticing is I was under eating at my meals, which was making me hungrier faster and was leading me to snacking on things that were carb heavy. So now I've started eating fruit with almost all of my meals. Like I have a fruit with lunch and I have a fruit with dinner. And that really, for whatever reason, satisfies like the greens, protein. So I'll eat my carbs sort of in the morning, like morning and noon will be my carbs. In the evenings, it's protein and greens and fruit. By carbs, I mean more like starch. And then I'm not snacking in between. And I really feel like that has really changed the way that my body looks and the way that I feel, 100%. So Sabe said no major snacking or cravings, but I need to stick to nutrition. Yeah. I'm really following 2B mindset. Like once a week, I'll have a treat. Like yesterday, my husband and I went out to dinner and we had drinks and then we shared some cheesecake. And I was like, okay, now for another week, I'm not. And here's the crazy part is I don't even crave it. Like the week will come up. I was surprised when it was Thursday already. I was like, oh, it's Thursday. It's like treat day. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not like looking forward to it, which is like part of my patterning with food. I'm not like, oh, when is the next time that I get to eat something that is in this category? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just like, oh, surprise. It's the day where we, do like a treat. So.
I'm kind of dealing with my nighttime eating habit.
Okay, what's up with that?
Well, I guess I was doing it for emotional reasons, and those reasons are no longer there, but it was a pattern of behavior, and I kind of don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I still need to, like I want to do it, so I've been substituting healthier choices, but I'm not really hungry. it's just sort of like
habit at this point.
what to do, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I usually do, and I can't do it.
Have you tried like drinking tea? Because that really helps. I've found like tea with like milk, like oat milk or almond milk or something, so it feels like it's creamier, it has more consistency, can sometimes satisfy that.
Yeah, maybe I'll add some milk in there. I've been doing the tea with like a little bit of stevia to get that sweetness that I feel like I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe I'll add some milk in there too.
The creaminess thing really makes a difference. Like we use oat milk in our house, like the full fat oat milk. So we'll make like a turmeric tea and we'll add some oat milk and like honey or something in the evenings. And that's just like downtime for us to unwind and drink tea. But I really find like doing that takes the edge off of that, because there's something about that texture that's really satisfying aside from the sweet feeling. And I feel like that might be something that would help you with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to try that. Like the fat in there might be, like you said, satisfy that.
Fat makes a difference, you guys. If you guys are going hungry often, you're probably not eating enough fat. Like avocado, if you're vegan and you're only doing plant-based, avocado, coconut oil, fatty things really, really makes a difference. Oh, Susie just wrote, I've noticed with me that when I get off the airplane, I need a piece of cake to help unwind from all the pizza of not having it. I remember I'm shocked you say something along the lines of waiting to see if I still needed it. Yeah. Yay! So here's the thing about cravings and treats, you guys. Give yourself 24 hours. So whenever you have an idea to eat sugar, if sugar is your thing and you know that that's the thing that you go to, this is my story, okay? 2 things. Eating more fat in my diet has decreased my need for sugar. That really makes a big difference in my cravings. The other thing is give yourself 24 hours. If you start thinking about cookies or cake and you're like, I want to eat this right now, tell yourself, okay, if in 24 hours I still want to eat this thing, I'll give it to myself. More likely than not, 24 hours will pass and you won't want it. And the reason is because you wanted to eat it due to the trigger. And Susie just shared, she's stressed out from being in an airplane, traveling with all those people. So then she'd get off and she'd be thinking about cake. And when she gives herself time to unwind and be away from that environment, suddenly she doesn't want cake. And we just don't realize those things are connected because we don't give ourselves enough time to really process the emotion. This is so important. Like, please give yourself 24 hours. Don't say no to yourself. That's a trigger, right? Don't say, no, you can't have this. Say, if in 24 hours I still want this, I will give it to myself. And or plan your treats like I do. I plan my treats. Like every Thursday, my husband has a day off. We're going to go out together. We're probably going to have a treat together. It is planned, meaning it is not coming up as a prompting to an emotion. It's not coming up as a prompting to a feeling or a circumstance. It's planned. It's on Thursday. That's what's happening. So I get to go and make the conscious decision to eat that thing. That's a very different experience than having a feeling, watching yourself crave something, giving into the craving, and never putting together that it's coming from a sentiment or from an experience, right? Like that really changes the game. This is why I'm against saying sugar is bad, treats are bad, don't do this, cheat meal. I don't believe in that. I think that messes up your brain and it puts you in a bad position. I think you need to be conscious of the things that you are choosing for your body. And if you're making the decisions from a place of consciousness, there's nothing wrong with the decision. But operating unconsciously in your life is destructive to every facet of your life. So the goal should be, how can I become ever more aware of my patterns and my behaviors, instead of how can I restrict and how can I limit? How can I be a fully conscious human being so I know that everything I'm choosing in my life is of my choosing and not a default? That's a big difference. Actually, I scheduled a post about this going out tonight, and look at that. Big mindset shift. So good. Anybody else have anything you want to bring to the table or ask about or need suggestions or solutions for? I'm also going to take a picture of us. So I need you at your cutest right now for me. Kidding. You're all cute. Just give me a cute smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay.
Yay.
Oh, you guys are so pretty. You guys look great on camera. Got that glow. That I work out glow. Morning Meltdown 100. Any other questions? Nope. Word. So here's what's going to happen moving forward. I did record this. I'm glad I did. This was a really good conversation, and I'm going to post it up in Morning Meltdown 100 group. For all of you guys who are doing Morning Meltdown 100, you guys are going to have 2 calls a month for this. Okay, so we can come together, talk about what's working, what's not working, swap ideas, share experiences. I think this is really important to help us stay focused. It's going to happen twice a month. So as a heads up, our next call is the 30th of this month, and it's going to be at 9 p.m. EST. Okay, so you guys can plan. If it's too late, that's fine. We're doing an afternoon one and an evening one every month. The idea is that different groups of people can probably hop on at different times, okay? So at least once a month you'll be able to get on. Now, if you do have questions or you do want answers to something and you can't be live, still send it to one of us so that we can make sure it gets answered in the call and you can watch the replay, okay? That's still available to you guys. So just know that every other week into September, into October, into November, you guys are going to have bi-weekly calls for Morning Meltdown 100. And then if you're in our Facebook group, the Workout Warrior Wellness Studio, they're going to get 1 call a month for everybody, regardless of the program that they're in. But because we're all doing MM100 together, we wanted to give you guys a bonus calls so that you guys could get the answers you need to this particular program. Okay, so just stay tuned we'll announce the September calls towards the end of August so that you'll already know when they are and you can plan to be on or plan to listen in. Cool. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us and for bringing your experiences. Super grateful. I'm sure this will be very helpful to everybody who watches the replay. And I will see you guys inside the group soon. Bye.